Hello, I'm Luke Hatfield. I'm joined by Shrewsbury Town correspondent Lewis Cox. We're here at the Meadow. Lewis, it went all the way to extra time in the FA Cup against Oxford City, but it doesn't matter. Steve Cottrell, his first game in charge, first win.
Yeah, started off on the in the right way. Progression to the third round again for the fourth season in a row for Shrewsbury. Fifth season in 6, I believe, which is an outstanding record. Big day for the club on many fronts, really. Obviously, first game for the new manager. The competition as a whole, in terms of the prize money, the status of the third round, prize money being more important because of COVID and things like that. So, yeah, a lucrative day, being on the telly. Obviously, 25 grand prize money and Monday night's draw to look forward to. You know, who knows where we could go. You know, if it's here against a big side, there'll be fans here, which would be great. And in terms of Steve Cottrell, we just spoke to him, haven't we? And he was pleased with quite a lot of what he saw. I know fans watching on were perhaps a little underwhelmed by how hard Town made it against National League South Oxford City, who were great and dug in, dogged, had enough efforts of their own. You know, Matty Sarkic was probably Shrewsbury's man of the match in goal. And fans might be a little underwhelmed by that, but this was never going to be any quick fix by Steve Cottrell coming in. And yes, it was against, you know, opposition much further down the pyramid, and you know, maybe fans expected an easier afternoon, but it wasn't. It was a huge day for Oxford, who came and gave everything they got and were unlucky not to take it to penalties, I think.
Yeah, they were. But as you said, I mean, it's always gonna be a work in progress, taking on Town the way the position that they're in. Were there signs that Cottrell was already kind of getting his message across? I think you could tell, particularly at the back, that they were trying to adapt to a new style of play straight away, weren't they?
Yeah. We saw instantly, didn't we? And Steve Cottrell was coaching them throughout. You know, quite audibly. You know, he didn't really shut up all game, which is very interesting to hear. Yes, Sarkic back in goal after 2 months out. He was using his defenders, wasn't he, and midfielders in a way we haven't seen under Sam Ricketts previously. It was really quite fascinating to see, and both Sarkic and the defenders have to get used to that, and Norburn or whichever midfielder is dropped deep, and Steve Cottrell's made a big point of that there to me in the interview. It's a big part of how they're going to play, and a really big, important part of it. So that's interesting. At times it's not going to work and put them in trouble, but they need to get good. Over time they will get good at it because they will be coached on it and, you know, do it constantly. They've had one day with him, of course, and yeah, promising signs, encouraging signs of it, because I think if it's a style that you can get right, it can be really rewarding, I think. But we saw MK Dons play in League One on Tuesday night, and Sam Ricketts' last game was, I described it as kamikaze at times, and it wasn't anything like that. You know, you didn't have Sarkic wandering into defensive midfield. It was just more studied, measured use of the ball to try and get forward. And obviously we'll get onto it, but as you say, the game went the distance. Oxford City tired, but still threatened Shrewsbury late on. Where Town may have edged it over 90 minutes, certainly in terms of with the ball. Obviously we'll get onto a red card each late on in normal time, and the late hero, not for the first time this season, is Daniel Udo. Delighted for him to get the winner in the 108th minute, I think. Yeah, it's been a long day and a long week, to be honest, but it almost felt like it was going to go to penalties, didn't it? To be honest, it really did feel. But Oxford City defended so well. They were blocking some brilliant blocks that were, it looked like Shrewsbury just weren't going to break through. It looked like they were going to defend out the full 120 minutes, but Udo swept home down this end. Just pressure just told, didn't it? I'm delighted for Daniel Udo, and pleased for Steve Cottrell.
Yeah, it is pleasing. The one thing that won't be pleasing is of course a red card.
No.
Admittedly, there was one for both sides at the same time. What did you make of it? Because, I mean, to be honest, from our view, we didn't really see a whole lot.
Yeah, fans saw more than us today, didn't they? Obviously, even though they're not here, they were watching on BBC or BT Sport. So I saw Pierre go up on halfway, roughly, with James Roberts. It was from Oxford, the Oxford attacker. I think Pierre won the header. I don't know if they've got Roberts dropped to the deck, and I didn't see this. Being accused, I haven't seen good replays of it yet either, but being accused of sort of kicking out or certainly lashing out of types to Pierre. Don't think Pierre's reacted by what I've been told or read. I think maybe Pierre's shin or knee has brushed Roberts' head or something. I don't know if that was he's reacted for that to happen, but apparently, and I did see Roberts really rolling around, making a meal of very little by all accounts, and the referee, Christopher Pond, I think it was, went and spoke with his assistant and deliberated for quite a while, but then showed Pierre straight red. He wasn't happy at all, walked off a bit mystified, and then was sort of goaded by the Oxford bench and stuff. I thought that was really cool. But then James Roberts, who was the one down rolling around, was also shown a red. So Lord only knows what the assistant has told the ref and what decision they've come to between themselves, because I don't really get it. But like I say, it's hard to comment too much. Steve Cottrell did say he's only had a couple of looks back at it, but he pretty much confirmed Shrewsbury will be appealing it, didn't he? Appealing the game. I don't know, to be honest, if the suspension is competition specific. It's something I've got to check out. I'm not sure on that. Obviously there are league games before the FA Cup third round in January, but I think Town will be pretty confident on getting that appeal over, getting that ban overturned. You would think if the replays, prove Pierre's innocence, really.
Yeah, but it was Dan Uno, of course, who proved the hero. Who, I'm going to be honest, came on, didn't seem to make much of an impact for me. But I tell you what, that's a sign of a good striker. Right place, right time.
Yeah.
Fires it home against a very resolute Oxford City back line.
Yeah.
It was pure dejection for them.
Yeah.
But great to see Daniel Udo finding a way to score goals, and that's something that Cottrell himself talked about after as well.
Udo did similar against Burton here in one of the final games under Sam Ricketts. 99th minute equaliser, I think, on a night where pressure was really building for Town, and that was a big goal for Udo. That was his first of the season. This is his second, again coming off the bench. You're right, he came on with about 15-20 minutes of normal time left, and wasn't too involved really. Wasn't quite happening for him, despite no lack of effort. But yeah, you're right, he got himself, as Steve Cottrell said to me actually, in the position he needed to be in. In the second period of extra time, when the goal came early in that, a couple of Town crosses were half cleared. It was dropping on the volley for Pugh. Inside the box, he sort of shanked the volley, and fortunately it's fallen through Udo about 8 yards out, and he spun and swept it in low, and just the way it was going, you'd expected an Oxford defender to block it, didn't you? But I think it just went either under the keeper or through his legs. Good finish in the end, and I'm really pleased for Udo. I hope, it looks like 3-5-2, like he played at Bristol City, Cottrell. It looks like that could be the way, and obviously short on fit forwards at the moment. But I hope it's a bit of a slide indoors moment for Udo, maybe big moment for him. Obviously Jason Cummings came on as well and got praise from the manager. So good for those pair. A lot to work on. I asked Cottrell there if he feels like he's learned much from today, seeing them in the flesh playing for the first time, and he said he feels like the players have learned a lot, didn't he? So that's quite telling. Overall, I think maybe relief around these parts today that it didn't go to the lotteries of penalties. They got it over the line, third round, money that comes with this. I don't think it wasn't an ideal first game for the manager. I don't think it would have been it was not a great one to lose as at home to non-league in your first game, and they've got it ticked off. Sorry, job done. Let's move on and hope that see an improvement in terms of performance. I think they need to play better to get anything against Accrington Stanley here on Wednesday, which is an important league game to get them higher than 23rd in League One, and of course in front of 2,000 supporters, which will be very good. A bit surreal. We had 1,000 in September, didn't we?
Yeah.
Feels a long time ago, but I'm sure fans are looking forward to that. I know I am, and hopefully a first league winning. But there'll be 9, I think. So desperately needed. Obviously, hopefully a bit of confidence from today's cup win, and look forward to Monday's draw, really.
Look forward to it indeed. Right, there you go. Winning start for Steve Cottrell, Shrewsbury Town. For all the latest, you know where to go, shropstar.com.